Hi friends, thank you for hitting the play button. In this video I'm going to introduce you to my journal. My journal consists of several different notebooks, each with different topics. The first notebook in my journal is for yearly items such as calendars, goals, finances. I use my first page to mark how many dots that I have going vertically and horizontally, and then I create a pocket out of the next page. I'm just using double-sided tape here. I cut a vertical length and a horizontal length of paper to use as a guide, and this I will store in the pocket. The first thing I like to have in my notebook is my calendar, and I use my calendar to track holidays, birthdays, PTO time, other people's PTO time, so I can mentally prepare myself for the week. So here you see me using my guide. I'm going to line it up with my measurements that I made for my calendar, and then I'm going to duplicate those marks onto the guide. Since my calendar is going to take up several pages, then all I will have to do is line up my guide and make the marks that are on the guide instead of having to recount all the dots on each page. Keeping a bullet journal is a labor of love, and you either love it or you hate it. I love it. I find it a great stress reliever, but it is time consuming, so I'm not going to make you sit here in real time. So I'm going to speed this up as much as I can so you can still see what I'm doing and what I'm creating without having to watch in real time. I've divided my page into 3 sections so that on a 2-page spread I will see half a year. The next section in my journal is for setting and tracking goals, and I divide this up into 4 sections on each page. I always use pencil on my guide so that I can erase my markings after I've completed a layout. The next section in my journal is for brain dumps. In case you're not aware of what a brain dump is, it is for when you have something that's been running around in your head that you need to put some thought into and you need to think through. You kind of get it all out on paper, and it helps you organize your thoughts. When I do mine, I use sticky notes and I write down all of my thoughts on sticky notes, whatever it is that comes to my head when I'm thinking about it. And then I'm able to go through with my sticky notes and organize them according to topic or theme. And it kind of helps put things in order, so then I know how to proceed with whatever project it is that is on my mind. The best part about using the sticky notes is that after I've worked through that thought process, I can remove all the sticky notes, save them for later reference if I need to, but then I also have the page clean again that I can use for another brain dump, so I can do them all year long. The next section in my notebook is for tracking passwords. I never include the full password in my notebook because in the event that I do lose it, I don't want anybody to have access to that information. But I do put initials or something that's going to trigger my brain to remember what the password really is. The next several pages of my notebook are for finances. I'm dividing this row into 3 sections, the top one being for income, second for variable bills, those bills that don't have the same consistent amount month after month, and then the last section is for sinking funds, which I include birthdays, holidays, things of that nature. On the right side, I use this whole section for my fixed bills, the bills that remain the same amount month after month. The next page of my finance planner is to itemize what I'm paying on each of my paydays. And then I create a a checklist from 1 through 12 for January through December, so I can check mark after they've been paid. On the right side, I have 4 sections for any kind of side hustle income that I may have coming in. You'll see that I made a mistake in creating my page layout on the right side, and I just couldn't live with it, so now I'm fixing it just by adding little pieces to place over the air. A band-aid, if you will. The next section is for tracking medical bills and when the payments are made on those. And it may seem like I have a lot here, but keep in mind that this is for a full year. And if you're a family following this financial planner, then you're probably going to need more than the 2 pages that I have. If you're anything like me, you're going to appreciate that I left this next step in its entirety. As for me, somehow I find it incredibly satisfying. You're welcome. These next 2 pages are for trackers. So the first page here is for my savings tracker, and I kind of kept this slow so that you could see that I made a mistake and how easy it was to fix that mistake. I just used a white jelly roll marker to cover up the mistake. I'm still undecided as to whether or not I should have made this an auto tracker, because I could have easily tracked that in the calendars at the front. But if I decide to use it as a different tracker, then it's simple enough to put a band-aid over the title and create something else. The next 6 pages is my habit tracker. I track things such as my migraines, the temperature outside, so that I can see if there's a correlation between the two. If it's sunny, I put a yellow dot. If it's rainy, I put a blue dot. If it's humid, I put a red dot. I track my water intake. I track my Chihuahua's allergy pill. And I have 4 or 5 extra lines in case there's other things that pop up throughout the year that I want to track as well. I have 4 extra pages at the end of this notebook, so if something else were to come up that I feel like I need to track yearly, I can add them to the notebook as well. And now I add my personality. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Please give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me to grow my channel. I hope that you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.